Hello everyone, welcome to Cutie Pie Collective, and I'm so excited to show you what I've been working on. In this video, I'm going to be showing how I make my historic medieval style scrolls. I'm working on a black Bristol paper. It was the first time I tried making a scroll on paper like this, and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to be using some historic references as inspiration. The images that I found and enjoyed most were woodcuts from a collection of work titled The Dance of Death from multiple artists. So I'm going to be using these references more for a general look than trying to recreate it exactly. We start by measuring in an inch to make a buffer. That way the person who receives the scroll can frame it easier. It also gives you a little extra room if the design element goes over a bit or gets away from you. I get a little bit extra with my lines. I like for them to be as straight and even as possible. That way, if you are doing a geometric design or any design that needs even lines of color, you won't run into problems down the road with any unevenness. After you have the base outline, you need to add a space for the words on the scroll, or the actual award part. I'm sending this particular scroll to a very kind scribe that offered to do the calligraphy after I was finished with the illumination. This has always been tricky for me to decide. I don't want to take up too much room with the illumination, but I also love making large blocks of illumination. I think I did mine at 5 or 6 inches and squared, but you can do whatever size you think would look best and go with your design or whatever size will give you or the scribe putting calligraphy on the scroll enough room. And there we go. We are ready to start on the arty part. Now it's time to actually start sketching in the design. I'm doing this first part all without a reference, simply because I already have an idea of how I want to lay things out. But you can also work off of a reference if you'd rather. I'm going to be doing a cave with a system of tunnels leading down to it, and at the surface, a large tree with an opening at the roots. I'm trying to give it a cross-section kind of look, or kind of like one of those ant colonies that you can watch through the plastic. I'm not sure if that's a very good description, but that's what I'm going with. After all the basic areas are laid out, I'm going to sketch in some rough people shapes that will later become the skeletons. Now you might be wondering why I'm doing this, or why I'm even trying to make this quote-unquote scroll. Well, my family and I are part of a history group called the SCA, or Society for Creative Anachronism. We all love the Middle Ages and like to do all the interesting crafts and hobbies of that time. When you are in this group and you do something really cool or you are really helpful, we like to give you awards to say thank you. All of those awards are called scrolls. They are all hand-drawn, painted, and written by the scribes in your group. Okay, now I need to work on getting the cave figured out. I want it to look kinda like a party. Skeletons dancing, and a throne with a skeleton king sitting and watching all of his subjects. I also added a fireplace, because bonfires equal parties to me. Not sure why. I added a sort of tiered look, multiple levels of space for skeletons to dance. But I think I want to add one more little dude here. He's crawling through the wall. Maybe he's been buried for a while? Yeah, that's better. I want there to be plenty of skeletons and as few blatantly empty spots as possible. Alright, and now the more difficult part. Making all of these semi-human shapes look like skeletons and people. I'm definitely going to be using my references for this part. As you can kind of see from the corner of my iPad screen. I didn't know how hard my phone would have to work to see what I was doing on this black paper. It ended up needing to make everything very bright. So I'm sorry the iPad screen looks so overexposed. I'm going through now and just trying to more clearly define the characteristics of each little skeleton friend. One sitting in the tree, beckoning the two humans towards the cave. Two crawling through the high entrance. 3 walking in the first tunnel, plus the one little dude through the wall. Six walking through the last tunnel before reaching the Skeleton King. 8 dancers, and 1 Skeleton King himself, gets us to a total of 21 skeletons. Man, that was a lot of bones to sketch. I didn't try to make these skeletons overly anatomically correct, just trying to get the most basic bone structure. Now it's time to get our 2 victims sketched. I have one kind of facing the skeleton in the tree, almost like he's talking with him. The other guy is bending over, attempting to get a better look into the tunnels. I think they look pretty good. I've given them both little round hats, puffy pants, and tall boots. Their clothes aren't based off of an exact historic reference, but I've seen pictures of clothes from this area that look like this, so they're kind of a mishmash of styles. I wasn't sure how well it would show up on camera, but it was easiest for me to see what I'd done when I slightly rocked the paper in the light. Now that we have our sketch completed, it's time to get to the fun and terrifying bit, putting down ink. I'm going to be using a calligraphy pen and white ink. I'm using a nib that I think does a great job for lining. It's called a Blue Pumpkin, and I got it as a gift. You always need to shake your colored inks before using them, or at least I've always had to shake mine. I'm a klutz. Please hold while I try to save my ink. Alright, I was able to save most of it. Now back to arting. You'll need to load up your nib with ink. You want it full, but not so full that it will drip. Now, I just start outlining the shape of all these bones. I'm not following all the sketch lines exactly. Sometimes I'm almost tracing the outline of the sketches instead of the sketch itself to give it more of that like individual bones look. This ink is a little tricky to work with, so sometimes I have to help it get back down to the tip of the nib. What do you know? It happened again. Who knew moving your iPad the slightest bit would knock over a nearby ink bottle? This is the moment I contemplated everything. How was I going to clean it up this time? How to save as much ink as possible? And that maybe I should get a glass bottle that would be harder to tip over. Please enjoy my mini mental breakdown. I don't think these little plastic bottles like me very much. Now back to our regularly scheduled outlining. I tried to give these skeletons different personalities. It was a little difficult, but I think they kind of shine through. The one that is shrugging he might be my favorite, but don't tell the others. After I got the skeletons done, I tried to enhance the earthen areas by giving it a dirt and rocky texture, and adding a bit more texture to the tunnels, roots, and bark of the tree as well. I'm sorry my head ended up blocking the camera a few times. It was the first time I'd tried this setup, and I'll try to set things up better next time. I tried to give my two victims more interesting clothes, or decorative clothes, to make them fancy guys. I didn't outline all the parts of the Skeleton King, because I'm going to be coming back through with silver and gold metallic inks and adding some shimmer and shine. My metallic and black inks are in these lovely glass bottles with droppers. I love using them. I feel like they are a lot less messy, and I have way better control of the ink and how much I'm getting. I ended up using the silver more as a highlighter, adding to areas I thought would be brighter. Remember to clean your nib between colors. It doesn't show up very well on camera, but I think the sparkle really adds to the look of this scroll. Now, because I'm a sucker for glittery things, I decided to add some gold decorations to different areas to add importance or just a bit of a different look to some elements. I really liked the look of this. I thought the white, silver, and gold looked really good on this black Bristol. I was also really happy with all my little Skelly friends. I honestly think they turned out looking cute. But I wasn't done yet. Even though I thought it looked good, I thought it looked a little flat. I wasn't sure if it would work, but I decided to try adding black ink to the black paper to see if it would make it darker. To my great joy, it worked really well. So I added some black to make things deeper and add a bit more shadow, trying to make other areas pushed back so my elements could stand out a bit more. And in the spirit of decoration, I added a few silver stars to this dark, spooky night. This project was inspired by a competition held for the scribes of my group. We've been doing a different theme every month, and this month was Halloween, death, and so on. I think I did a pretty good job. Let me know if you have any questions about how I made this scroll, or if you'd like to see more scroll making videos down in the comments. I'm going to be posting videos at least once a week, showing how I make my different projects. Thank you for visiting Cutie Pie Collective, and I'll see you again soon.